You guys can all see okay, because I'm going to stay here at the front. So I know. Clear shot all the way to the back. Good. So come to a comfortable seat. And we'll just slip into our meditation in a moment. So welcome everyone for our last yoga class at Onota Lake. So this will be an all levels class. I'll offer some modifications or variations for you to keep it more gentle or take it up a notch, more vigorous if you prefer. So just listening to your body while we're together today. So let your eyes fall closed, bring your hands to your lap. And just take some time to settle into the space. So start to notice how your physical body feels right now today. Begin to feel the hips and sitting bones and legs rooted and connected towards the earth. Start to feel the tailbone rooting down, so you feel that connection even deeper towards what you're sitting on. Feeling very grounded, confident, connected, held up, supported. And then imagine the energy from the earth rising up the base of your tailbone. So feel your spine get long. Feel the rib cage lift a little higher off the hip points. Let the head lift a little higher off the shoulders. Notice if the ribs are floating forward and back. See if you could have them right above the hips. And the same with the head. Notice if it's jutting forward or back. See if you could line your ears up with your shoulders. And then tune into your breath. Start to become aware that you're breathing. You can begin to let the breath come in and out through the nose. Start to deepen the breath. See if you could take in a longer, fuller, more complete in-breath. And a slower, longer, more complete out-breath. As you're breathing here, let the breath be sent to all the edges and corners of the body, imagining you can breathe right in to the fingertips and the toes, the crown of the head, the base of the spine. Feel yourself radiant, vibrant, alive, awake, present, connected to yourself, connected to this moment, connected to the people that you're practicing with today in community together. Connected to this beautiful place that we're so blessed to be able to practice at today. Extend your awareness to feel the temperature of the air. The sounds close by or in the distance. And noticing that sense of peace, perhaps, that you might be experiencing right now, this quiet morning time before everybody is getting going, before the sun shining brightly, before the day is getting into its full swing, where we can find a little more quiet. This moment to set ourselves up for this brand new day, to take this important time out of your busy life, to connect to yourself, to connect to your body, your breath, your heart, your spirit. in a loving way that's most beneficial for yourself and for all those you come in contact with on your path today and in the coming days. Take another deep breath in through the nose. As you exhale, round your back, just tuck your tail, scoop your belly. You can keep the eyes closed or soft gaze. You'll kind of hollow out the belly, come into this cat pose. Hold that so you can keep holding the knees and just pause here. Take a big breath in and full breath out. And as you inhale, rise up. You can press the belly forward, lift the heart, lift the chest. Maybe open the eyes if you want. Look up towards the sky, seated cow pose. And exhale, round to seated cat pose. Tuck the tail, drop the chin, scoop the belly. And one more time, inhale, open up. And exhale, release. Let's hold the bottom here. So you're in that rounded cat pose and start to move your ribs over to the right, around to the front, around to the left, and around to the back. So we're just warming up. So you're just going to take some nice, easy rib circles. And it might be a nice time to close the eyes again if you had opened them and just start to move your awareness back inside. So how do you feel? Forget about anything else that's happening outside around you, but just noticing how the pelvis is, the hips, the back, the ribs. How do you feel in your body right now? Using this practice as a way to nurture yourself, to take good care of yourself, to send love to your body. And then when you come to the back, go ahead and roll the ribs the other way, just warming everything up, getting the blood flowing, making space for your breath, for energy or prana to flow through your body. Good. When you come to the back, just hold again. Let's turn this into a shoulder shrug. So sit up tall, lift the shoulders up. Exhale, back and down. Do that a couple times. Inhale, shoulders up. Exhale, back and down. And then last time, big breath, lift. And exhale, release. We'll take our sun breath. Inhale to lift your arms all the way to the sky. Place your palms together. Hold at the top. And slide your hands right through prayer. And as you bring your hands to prayer and bow your head to your heart, this would be a great time to set an intention, if you'd like, for your practice, for this coming day, for this coming season. So just focusing on whatever it is that you might want to invite in or strengthen, how you want to feel, what you want to create, whatever it is that resonates with you right now that you want to use this practice to help you accomplish or to help you bring more positivity, light, peace, love, or joy into your life. And then as you inhale, slide your hands to the sky, lengthen the arms. And as you exhale, open wide all the way behind you. Bring your chin to your chest, interlace your fingers. And then press your fists down so you can squeeze the backs, the shoulders together. Open the heart, open the chest, lift your face. Exhale, release the face, release the hands, roll the shoulders, and then switch the cross of your legs. You can just tip back and put the other leg in front. We'll just do a little more work here. Take a big sun breath out and up. And as you exhale, twist towards the right. So we're warming up our spine in this traditional way of 6 movements of the spine. So working flexion and extension, working through rotation, and eventually we'll find some side bending. Good. Inhale, lift, unwind through center. Exhale, release, twist the other way. So it's always a good foundation for a warm-up to find those 6 movements of the spine. If you're practicing at home or in a class, just making sure the back is really warmed up and ready to move. Inhale, lift the arms. As you exhale, take your hands behind, drop your chin, interlace your fingers, and then press the fists down again. Open the heart, squeeze the shoulders together, press the chest open, look up. And exhale, release the gaze, release the hands, roll the shoulders. Let's come to all fours. So you can either come over your shins or unwind your legs. You're gonna come to tabletop. And when you get to your tabletop, just bring your hands in front of your shoulders and start to circle your hips. And they could be big circles or they could be small circles. They could be fast circles or slow circles. Good. And then when the hips circle to the back, reverse direction, start to move them the other way. Good. then when the hips come to the back, you're going to take a seat on your heels. Let the head relax down so you come into child's. Just take a couple breaths here. So you might want to roll the forehead left to right or shift the hips. If you want to wiggle or wag the body, you could do that. Or just rest in stillness. A few breaths here. And then from where you are, walk your hands over to the right and dip the hips to the left. So now we're coming into a little bit of that lateral flexion or side bending to open up the waist and the ribs and the left side of your body. Let's go the other way. Walk your hands to the opposite side. Dip the hips away from the hips away from the hands. Couple breaths. Good. Come through center last time. And now we're going to roll forward through a cat pose and let it kind of take us all the way to our bellies. So come forward. And then make a pillow for the head. Stack your palms or your fists. Bend the knees, toes up. And roll the ankles a couple times. So just loosen up the feet and the ankles. That's it. Good. Easy, easy, easy. And then roll your ankles the other way. And then let the feet relax and start to stir your shins around in one direction. And start to stir your shins the other way. Good. Let your legs come long on the mat. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders, back near your chest. Press into the hands just for a baby cobra. So lift the chest slightly and then slide the hands forward so you can come up on your forearms. So you're in a sphinx pose. So bring your elbows underneath your shoulders. Spread the fingers wide. Press down into the forearms to rise up through the heart and radiate your heart forward. Broaden across your collarbones. Root your pubic bone down so your tailbone slides towards your heels and the collarbones get wide. You can gaze in front of the fingertips. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, just relax your heart. So kind of snuggle your heart down and drop your head and relax your bottom. Let the head roll left to right. So the head's just hanging off of the shoulders. And then with the head hanging heavy, press into the elbows, press into the forearms, lift the chest, look forward in front of the fingertips. Good. Deep breath in. Exhale, release. Now from here, we're going to stay on our belly. So make that pillow for the head. Bend the right knee so your heel comes back towards your bottom. So that would be step one, just to hold here. If there's room, you could turn onto the left side of the face and reach your right arm back to catch your right foot. And then you'll just pull gently your heel towards your bottom and then maybe rest back down on the forehead, bringing it to the back of the hand or to your fist. And to intensify this stretch for your quadricep, you can start to press the front of the pelvis down towards the ground and press the heel towards the back of your mat, or your tailbone towards the back of your mat. So you're welcome to stay here. If you want to open up to a little bit of a back bend, kick the foot into the hand and then rise back up on the left forearm. And you can kind of spin that forearm wherever it would feel comfortable as you open up to a half bow pose. On an exhale, release back to your belly. Release your foot. Pillow for the head again with the right hand. And then left knee bends. Heel comes towards your bottom. You either stay or turn onto the right side of the face. Reach your left arm back to catch that left foot and pull your heel gently towards the bottom or the back of the leg. And then you can rest back on the forehead if you'd like and take a few breaths. Good. From here, if you want, come into that back bend, kick the foot into the hand, rise up to a half sphinx pose or half bow pose, up on the forehead, gazes forward, couple breaths there. Good job. Take another deep inhale and exhale, lower down. Let's release our leg. Bring your hands back underneath your shoulders. One last child's pose to stretch our backs. So knees could stay hip width or they could widen. Hips come to heels. Arms could extend. Arms could come alongside the body, or palms could press to prayer. Elbows could bend and forearms could fold back to your head. So find a place that feels good for your arms. And then when you're ready, send the arms forward. Shift to tabletop, all fours, and take just a couple hip wags in your tabletop. So send the hips side to side, left to right when you're ready. Good. And then from table, just go ahead and curl the toes under. I'm just going to spin this way. So curl the toes under, and you'll either walk out to puppy, stretching the arms forward, melting the chest, bringing the forehead or the chin to the ground. Or if you're ready for a downward dog, the hands are a little further forward of the shoulders, fingers are spread wide, the hips rise up. And then from here, excuse me, you could pedal out your feet. Press through one heel, press through the other heel. And if you're pedaling out and you're in dog, just take a moment to be still in your dog. So have the feet hip width, bend the knees generously, tilt your tailbone up towards the sky and pull your hips away from your wrists so your side body gets longer. A couple breaths there. Strong, powerful back. Take as many steps as you'd like to step up to forward fold. So you can walk the feet to the hands or the hands to the feet. Your feet can remain hip width distance. Give your head a shake, yes. And a shake, no. On an inhale, bring your hands up to your shin bones and pull the head away from your tail. So you're in Ardha Uttanasana, or a half forward fold. And exhale to a deep fold. Now from here, if it's accessible, you're going to make a peace sign with both your hands, so peace fingers. Glue your pointer finger and middle finger together. Turn your palms to face each other. And then slide those two fingers between the big toe and second toe. And you'll tuck them underneath the big toe. So you're hooking your big toe. And the thumb comes inside the big toe, and then lengthen your spine. You might need to bend your knees to grab your toes if it's hard to reach the ground. And then exhale, deep fold. The elbows come out to the side. The crown of the head comes down towards the ground. Few breaths. If you get dizzy or uncomfortable being upside down, you could come to a flat back with the hands on the legs, just pulling the head away from the tail like tabletop. Good. Inhale, lengthen one more time, straighten your arms. And then this time, if you'd like, you're going to put your whole hand underneath your foot. So turn your palms up and tuck your fingers back near your heel. You're going to step on your hand. Other hand, palm up, fingers back near your heel. You step on your hands. Your toes are up near your wrist crease. And you might need to bend your knees. Lengthen your spine, flat back. And then exhale, deep fold. Elbows bend, drop the head. Really stretching the back and the backs of your hamstrings. Good. And release the hands out from underneath the feet if you were in that variation. Bend the knees. Slowly, slowly, slowly roll up to stand. Take all the time you need, moving through one vertebrae at a time, and then inhale, the arms fly out and up when you get to the top. And exhale, your hands can come through prayer position at heart center. And just take a moment to land here with closed eyes if that's comfortable, or a steady gaze on the horizon. Placing hands gently in that prayer pose in front of the heart, sealing in the right and left side of the body, the right and left side of the mind, and honoring any intention that you might have created today. How can this practice help support you? How can this practice help support your interaction with others? Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, release the arms. Good. Let's walk up to the top of our mats and then bend your knees, bend your hips so you're in Utkatasana, or standing squat. So hips are low. Yep, good. Good job. You got it. Knees are bent. Long diagonal line from fingertips to hips. Deep breath in. And exhale, flat back. You can bring the head in line with the tail. Swing the arms alongside the body. And then release. Inhale, stand up, Tadasana. And let's do that again. Exhale, Utkatasana, standing squat. Hold there. Big breath in. Exhale, release, flat back. The legs and hips stay, just the upper body moves. Inhale, rise. And last time, exhale, sit. Deep breath in. Flat back. And inhale, rise. Stay at the top. As you breathe out this time, swan dive over the legs, either straight legs or bent knees, your choice, all the way down to a forward fold. Inhale, lengthen your spine to bring your hands up to your shin bones and pull the head away from the tail. Exhale, deep fold to pause at the bottom and then step the right leg back to a lunge. So you're framing the front foot with the hands, front knee is bent, back leg is straight. Soften the back knee as you lift the heart up and look forward. And then lift the hips, straighten the legs as you bring your head towards your shin. Do that a couple times, bend the knees, look up. Exhale, lift the hips, head to shin. And then one more time, bend the knees. And lift the hips. You're going to stay at the top, so keep the legs straight if you can, or straightish, however straight they can be. Walk the hands back underneath the shoulders, pull the head away from your tail, so you get a nice flat back in this variation of pyramid pose. And then exhale, a deep fold if you'd like. Drop the head towards your shin. So a couple breaths there. Good job, you got it. Let's roll back over the sole of the front foot. So you bend the knee, walk the hands back. For today, let's spin the back heel down, but we're gonna come up to warrior one. So don't let the hips and belly open too much, just enough to spin the back heel down. Root down into both your feet and then rise up by lifting the arms to get the stability of that back heel down. So you're in warrior one, Virabhadrasana one, your left foot is forward, your left knee is bent. Open up the heart and the chest, and then take your hands behind you and interlace your fingers. If you feel comfortable, you're going to press the fists back and maybe even lift the heart, and if you have your balance, lift your face. As you exhale, hinge forward either halfway or a little deeper towards the right corner of the mat, or all the way down towards the inside of that front leg. Hands could be at the low back or they could float away, so you're coming into humble warrior ostrich pose. Good. From here, let the arm bones pull you up. Press down into the ground to straighten the legs, and then drive your fists down as you float your heart open and look up. Release your gaze to the front. You're going to come to a wide-legged stance, so swing the arms and the legs open to the long edge of your mat. Turn your toes forward and your heels back, so we're all facing the long edge of our mat. Look at your feet. They're parallel instead of turned out, meaning that the toes are facing forward and the heels are facing back. Wrists are above your ankles. Good. Lift your arms up in a sun breath. Look up. And exhale, swan dive just halfway to catch the legs. And then pull your head away from your tailbone, so you're in a flat back. So option one, you could stay. Otherwise, take another deep inhale. And if you want to go deeper, go ahead and release the legs and come all the way into a deep fold. Maybe shake the head yes. And shake the head no. And just like we did when we were at the top of our mats in that forward fold in the beginning of class, we're going to take the same variation here. So make a peace sign with your hands if you want. Glue pointer finger and middle finger together. Turn your palms to face each other. And then slide those two fingers between each big toe and second toe. Fingers come underneath the big toe. Thumb comes inside the big toe, the inside edge. And then holding your big toe, straighten your back and straighten your arms if you can. You might need to bend your knees. And then exhale, bend your elbows out to the side to deepen your fold and drop your head towards the ground. So you're using your hands on your feet to help deepen this fold just to a point that feels comfortable for you, but you're feeling the strength here in your arms and your shoulders and your back body. So you're having an active stretch, not so passive, more active. Few breaths. Good. Lengthen your spine from head to tail. Release the hands off of your feet. You can touch the ground or reach towards the ground, bend the knees. Bring your hands on top of your thighs. Press off your thighs, lengthen your spine, come all the way up to stand. Big sun breath. Inhale, arms out and up. Exhale, arms shoulder height. And you're just going to pause there. Turn your left foot forward again. Bend your left knee. Look out over your left fingers. So you're coming into warrior two. And we'll just come in and out of this. From here, reverse triangle, straighten the leg, lift your side body, look up to your top hand. Exhale, release to warrior two. Twice more. Inhale, rise and lift and dance up. Exhale, release. And last time, inhale, rise. Exhale, release to stay at the bottom. Hold there in warrior two, deep breath in. And exhale to cartwheel down the left arm. The right arm, you pivot on the ball of the back foot and stay. You could either keep the back knee lifted or drop it down. Press into the right hand, revolve your lunge, lift the left arm. So you could do this with the back knee lifted or dropped. Take a deep breath in. And full breath out. When you're ready, release the top hand and release the back knee if it was lifted. You could stay here, bowing to your heart and feeling that stretch in the psoas or hip flexor, or rise up onto the fingertips to pick the chest up off the thigh. And then maybe lift the arms to frame your head. Good. Holding there, big breath. Exhale, release, touch the ground or blocks if you had them with you. You could pull your hips back here, straighten the front leg, walk your hands back, and then pull your head away from your tail. So you're in Ardha Hanumanasana, a half split pose or half monkey pose, and then maybe a deep fold over your leg, couple breaths. Good. One more time, roll over the sole of the front foot, bend the front knee, dip the hips, walk the hands forward. You could either stay touching the ground or one more time, rise up if that would feel good. And exhale, release. This time we're going to go through our vinyasa. So you could either keep the back knee dropped or lift it up. You're going to step the front leg back to meet the back leg. I'll show the modified version first time through. So you're in a knee down plank or a full plank, toes curled under or uncurled. Elbows point back, come to your belly or hover at 90 if you're in chaturanga. Inhale to cobra or upward dog. And exhale to downward dog. So you could release to your belly if you were in cobra. Press through tabletop. Curl your toes under and rise up. Once you get to your dog, you could always rest in child's if you'd rather. But if you're in dog, come on the balls of your feet. And drop the right heel, bend the left knee, look underneath the right armpit. So you pedal it out and you stretch out the back of that leg. Inhale, rise. Exhale, switch, press through your heel, good. Inhale, rise. Exhale, both your heels drop. You're either gonna take little tiny steps to walk your feet to your hands or float the right leg up, three-legged dog. Step or help the right leg through to the top of your mat and step the other leg up to meet it. Inhale, lengthen flat back, hands to shins or fingertips find the ground. Exhale, deep fold over your legs. Inhale, reverse your swan dive all the way out and up. Good job. Exhale, hands through prayer. And reset here. Remember any intention that you created. Breathe that in. And exhale, release your arms. Good. Bend your knees, bend your hips. Sit into Utkatasana, standing squat. Good. It's nice out, right? It doesn't feel too cold. It's beautiful. Take a deep breath. Exhale, release the arms. There's something about like the quietness of this time of year. Inhale, rise. There's like no one here. It's misty. It's very special. Good. Exhale, sit. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, swim the arms. Good. Inhale, rise. Last time. Exhale, sit. Hold. Big breath in. Exhale, dip the body. And inhale, rise to Tadasana. Hold at the top, stand up tall. And then go ahead and swan dive right over the legs. Big forward fold. Inhale, lengthen, bring hands to shins or fingers to the mat. And exhale, deep fold. Step your left leg back. So go ahead and come back to that lunge. So if you need to wiggle up to the top of the mat, just adjust, okay? Back knee bends, heart lifts, look up. And exhale, lift the hips, straighten the legs, head to shin. Twice more, bend the knees, look up. Exhale, lift the hips. And last time, bend the knees. And lift the hips. You'll hold at the top. Lengthen your spine from the head to the tail. Hold here, so it's a variation of a pyramid pose. Legs are straight or as straight as you can get them to be. And exhale, deep fold. So if you're in the studio or if you're at home or if you happen to ever be practicing with props, this would be a good time to maybe have blocks underneath your hands if it's challenging to touch the ground and still have straight legs. So something to keep in mind if you want to add anything to your practice. Sometimes having those blocks can be helpful. A couple breaths. Good, and then bend the front knee. Walk the hands back to frame the front leg. Lengthen your spine, head away from heel. And we're going to prep for our warrior one. So you're going to spin that back heel down. So you might need to scoot your foot in a little bit. You decide. The heel comes down. The toe just slightly turns out. Try to avoid opening the hips too much. Keep them as square as you can to the front. So the back heel's just spun down enough so you can get it to touch the ground. So it's not turned out to 90. It's like maybe 45. And then inhale, arms out and up to warrior one. And then hold that warrior one. Again, I was telling the folks at Proprietors Lodge last night, one of my favorite kids' books that my daughter Isla has is Warrior Princess. And I think of that every time we're in our warrior poses. Warrior Princess, about being strong and, confident in our bodies, but also like enjoying like beauty and grace and all the stuff that come along with being a princess. So Warrior Princess. Now hold here. Then take your hands behind you, interlace your fingers. Press the fists down, open your heart, look up. And then dive forward, either halfway, you don't have to go far. It could be like a little mini fold, diagonal line from heel to head, or flat back, or come right inside that leg and drop the head and maybe move the arms away from your back, so you choose. Good. Press down into your feet. Let the arm bones pull you up. Straighten your legs at the top. Pull your quadricep up. Press the fist down. Open your heart. Lift your face. And then look back in front of you and swing open to the long edge of the mat. So open the arms and open the feet to the long edge of the mat. And then widen your stance. So go ahead and wiggle your feet until your ankles come underneath your wrists. And make sure they're parallel. So the toes are forward, the heels are back. The outer edges of the feet are lined up with the short edges of your mat. Inhale, lift your arms up, look up. Exhale, swan dive halfway to touch your legs. So that's option one. Hold a flat back. That could be a great spot to build some strength in your core and your back and stretch your hamstrings. Or if the flexibility is there and you want to go deeper, release and touch the ground. Only if it feels okay. Give your head a shake yes. Give your head a shake no. If you want to come back to that peace finger to big toe variation, go ahead. You're going to catch the big toes in the pointer finger and middle finger. Once you hold them, lengthen your spine. So you try to straighten everything. Eventually, the back and the arms and the legs are all straight, but you might need to bend the knees to get into this pose for now, depending on how open or tight your hamstrings are. So take a breath, straight arms, straight legs, straight back, and exhale, deep fold. The elbows would bend, and then the head would drop towards the ground. And you take a few breaths. You're using your strength, your warrior princess strength, to help draw you deeper into this fold. Good, lengthen your spine, pull the head away from your tail. If you're still in that variation, release your feet, soften the bend in your knees, place your hands up onto your thighs. Press off your thighs, lengthen your spine, come all the way to stand, and then big sun breath, lift the arms. And exhale, open your arms. You're gonna hold there, and you're gonna set up for warrior two. So spin the front foot forward, rebend the front knee, keep the wrists above the ankles, and then look out over your front fingertips. Strong like a warrior, strong legs, strong arms, steady gaze. Without moving the feet, just straighten the front leg, tip your body back, backhand to back leg, top arm rises, palm flips to the back, look up. And exhale, warrior two, Virabhadrasana two. Good, that's beautiful. Again, inhale, rise, reverse triangle, straighten up. Exhale, release, warrior two. And last time, inhale, rise and dance and lift the gaze. And exhale, warrior two. Hold your warrior two, deepen breath. And exhale, cartwheel down. Front arm, back arm, pivot on the ball of the back foot. Hold, revolve your lunge. Keep the back knee lifted or drop it down. Press into the left hand, lift the right arm up. Deep breath in. Exhale, release. You're going to step back to plank or modified plank. So you could keep the knees lifted or dropped. Hold your plank or your modified plank. Take a deep breath in. And full breath out. You'll either drop your knees to modify or keep them lifted. Glide forward an inch or so, shoulders in front of wrist. Point the elbows back, hover at 90 or come to belly. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Up dog, you can be on the tops of the feet. Lift the knees, straighten the arms. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale to come on the balls of your feet. Pick your heels up. Exhale, drop the left heel, bend the right knee, and look underneath the left arm. Good. Inhale, rise. Exhale, switch. Inhale, rise. Exhale, both heels drop, little baby steps forward or left leg floats up. Left leg steps through. Right leg meets it, hip width. Inhale, flat back, hands to shins or fingertips to the ground. And exhale, deep fold. Inhale, reverse your swan dive all the way up with a flat back. Palms will touch above your head. Look up. Exhale, hands to prayer and just close your eyes and take that moment to land and recenter again. Take a deep breath in. And exhale, release your arms. You're just going to do a standing balance. So start with a sun breath. Inhale to rise. Exhale, just catch the hips and hold. So we're going to come to a variation of Utkatasana. So holding your hips, bend the knees, bend the hips, and hold. So we did this pose already. From here, come on the ball of your right foot. That would be option one, okay? If you want to balance in a one-legged Utkatasana, you could lift that foot up. If you feel okay, you're going to cross your ankle above your knee. So it's like a figure four. So when you're doing this, we're going to bend our knees. You're sitting back in Utkatasana, like a chair pose. So get your bum back and bend your standing knee. And if you feel okay, bring the hands to prayer. And if you want, lift the arms above the head. Good, we're just going to take a couple arm variations here. So hold that. Bring your hands back to prayer and then open your arms like wings and flatten out your back and fly over those legs. Bring your hands back to prayer. Lift the torso up, lift them above the head. See if you can hold your legs. We're going to go one more time. If you have to come out, go ahead. Bring hands back to prayer, flat back. Spread your wings, hover. Back to prayer. Arms above the head, torso lifts. Now send the leg forward. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. Flex your foot, lift it up. And exhale, release down. Bend your knees, inhale, rise. Exhale, a big sigh. Good. Spread your wings again. Inhale, open the arms, fly the head away from the tail. And exhale, deep fold. In a reverse swan dive, so fly all the way up this time, palms touch. And then just open the arms, catch the hips. And do the whole thing again. So you hold your hips. Step one, Utkatasana with hands on hips. So you know you pause wherever you want. So you might be practicing Utkatasana. We're sitting in a chair though, so we're not going straight down. The chair is behind you, so you want to get your hips back, like you're going to get to the back edge of the chair. So get low in the chair. And then come on the ball of your left foot. And maybe practice balancing on one foot. And that could be where you stay. Or cross your ankle above your thigh and your knee. Hips are back. You're trying to get in that back edge of the chair. Inhale, arms rise. Hold. Good. Maybe hands go through prayer and you start to hinge at the hips and create a little flat back and then open up your wings. Bring your hands back to prayer. Lift your torso, stretch your arms where you came from. You're going to try to do it one more time if you can. Hands back to prayer, flat back. Open up your wing. So you're really working the strength in that standing leg. You're really working the flexibility in the top leg. Hands back to prayer. Sit into that Utkatasana with that figure 4 if you're still there. And then lift up, rise up. We rise up together. Relax the foot. Send it forward, lift up, hold. Good, release down. Inhale up. Exhale, big sigh. Inhale, fly the arms like wings, hover. Exhale, deep fold to stay at the bottom. Step the right leg back, land on the right knee. Step the left leg back, land on the left knee. Keep the toes curled under and walk out to puppy. Hips are high, chest melts. Chin or forehead to the ground, couple breaths. Elbows up off the ground. So stretch the arms really forward like down dog, couple breaths. Good, uncurl your toes. Sit back, child's pose. Bring the arms alongside the body if that would feel comfortable for a few breaths. To let the backs of the hands touch the ground, the palms be open. And the chest and the belly being supported by the thighs. Couple breaths. Good. Bring your hands back underneath the shoulders. Press into the hands. Roll up to sit on your heels or lengthen up. Let's take one high kneel together. So lift the hips, lift the arms, fly up. And exhale, open the arms. Touch your lower back, drop your chin, and then float. Release hips and come to seated. So you can bring your hips off to the side. You can swing things around to the front. Good. How are we doing here on time? Good. How's everyone feeling? Good. Feet together, knees apart. Just come into bound angle. Simple. We'll take a forward fold together. So holding the ankles, lengthening the spine. Before we fold, let's close our eyes once more and just sit up tall. Bring the head up away from the tail and just hold the ankles and use the strength and power of the hands and the arm bones to help you find that long, tall seat. Take a deep breath in and full breath out. Continue your breath. Just notice any shift or change in your body or your breath since we began together. Take another deep inhale. As you exhale, if you'd like, hinge forward over the legs, holding the ankles or moving the hands to the feet. Press the forearms towards the calves, long spine, or round your back. Couple breaths. Good, and then lengthen your spine to come on up. Take a hold of your ankles, just float the heart up through the arm bones. One time, look up. And then look back down at your feet. Slide the hands along the shins to catch the knees and bring the legs together. So we'll just do a little bit of core work together before we come on our back. So hold the backs of your legs. And then you're going to just dip the toes down and see if you could balance with the toes not touching the ground. So if you can, you're just going to hold them. We're going to take different variations, but this is where we're going to start. So that's option one. We're coming into Navasana or boat pose. So you could stay here, or you could lift the shins so they're parallel towards the ceiling, the sky ceiling. You could release your legs, and you can smile. This is so fun, isn't it? Good. And then you could straighten the legs. Ooh, and shake a little bit and hold. You can do it, you can do it, you can do it. Bend your knees, hold. Grab the backs of your legs, dip your toes, puff the chest up, lift, lift, lift. And send the legs forward. They might come off the mat, or you can scooch back, lift up. And exhale, up and over the legs, just a nice big fold. Grab the outer edges of the legs, the ankles, or the feet. Shine the soles of your feet forward, long spine. You could round your back if you wanted to. Drop the head. Couple breaths. Good. lengthen the spine to come up. Let's rebend the knees. And now we'll scooch forward. We are going to come down onto our back. So if you want any props or extra layers for Shavasana, just have those nearby. We'll do just a little bit of stretching on the ground, but you can set yourself up with anything you'll need for the end of your practice. So start to tuck your tail, scoop your belly, come all the way onto your back. And then when you get down, take a big stretch out. Stretch the legs forward, stretch the arms behind you. Good. Hug your knees into your body. Hold your knees or your shins or wrap the arms around the legs and take a rock side to side. Good job. And then bring your hands to your knees. Circle your knees one way. And circle your knees the other way. Good. And then hugging your knees up into the body, open your knees like that bound angle. Bring your hands along the shins, catch the ankles, tops of feet, or outer edges of feet towards bound angle. You could keep holding the outer edges of feet or peace fingers around the big toes once more and flex your feet up to the sky to happy baby. So you could also do happy baby holding your ankles or the outer edges of the feet or the calves, and then just give a little rock side to side. Good. And pausing in stillness and happy baby, feel the hands press down on your feet and the feet press up towards your hands. Releasing any tension in the back. Bring your feet back towards each other. Bring your hands back towards the knees, legs together. Feet come down onto the ground, knees up to the sky, open the arms to T, and we'll just take a twist together. So cross the right leg all the way over the left, the inner thighs touch. If you'd like to shift the hips, press into the bottom foot and then scooch your hips over towards the right so you're more on the left hip. Let your knees fall to the left and turn your head to the right. You can close your eyes. If it's uncomfortable having the legs crossed, you could also stack the legs instead. Few breaths. Good job. And bring the knees back through center. Press into the bottom foot, shift the hips back, unwind the legs. Cross the left leg over the right, inner thighs touch. Press into bottom foot, scooch the hips to the left so you're more on the right hip. Let the knees go to the right. Let your head fall to the left. Couple breaths. Good. Bring your knees back up through center. Press into the bottom foot. Shift the hips back and unwind the legs. Widen your feet about as wide as your mat. And then just take a couple windshield wipers side to side. We'll take another twist here so that the knees come over to the right this time. Turn your head to the left and hold. You could pause right here, or if you wanted a little more, you could take the right foot and put it on top of the left thigh, just to give you a little extra weight. Couple breaths there. Let your foot fall off your thigh. Bring your knees up through center. Take the knees up and over to the other side. Turn the head away. Take your left foot. Stack it over the right leg if you'd like. Couple breaths. Yeah, that's good. And then let the foot come off of the thigh. Bring your knees up to center. Wiggle the feet hip width distance. Bring the arms alongside the body and turn the palms down. Feet hip width distance. Knees up to the sky. Feet to the mat. Arms alongside the body. Press the small of your back down to the ground so you take like a pelvic tuck. Feeling the tailbone curl under and the low back flatten on the ground. And then inhale to feel the tailbone press down and the low back lift away as you breathe in. Exhale to tuck, that pelvic tuck, flattening the low back, tucking your tail under. Inhale to tilt, tailbone down, low back lifts away. And one more time, exhale to tuck. Inhale, tilt. And then take a neutral spine, so a neutral pelvis here, so neither a tuck or a tilt. Press into the feet and just lift up to a nice easy bridge pose. So maybe just lift the hips like 50% and hold. You could stay in that nice easy bridge pose, or if you want to go deeper, pick the hips higher up in line with the thighs. If you want to go even further, roll one shoulder under, the other shoulder under, interlace your fingers and press your fists towards your heels. Couple breaths in bridge. Take one more deep inhale. Exhale, release the interlaced fingers, lower your back down again. And then if it's comfortable, let your knees open, wiggle the feet together to recline bound angle. You can open the hands up towards the ceiling, the sky ceiling. Open the arms a little away from the body, so there's 45 degrees at the armpit. Or bend the elbows and place your hands on the belly, or one hand up to the chest and one hand on the belly. Take a deep breath in. And full breath out. Bless you. Take another deep inhale. As you exhale, turn your head to the right and just pause. Send the breath and awareness into the left side of your neck. Take a deep inhale. And full exhale. As you inhale, move the head through center, and as you exhale, turn your head the other way and hold. Deep in breath. Full out breath. As you inhale, move through center, and exhale right where you are. Take a moment to land here. Tune back into your breath and your body. In a moment, we'll make our way to Shavasana, which will be our final pose of rest together. So just noticing how your body is right now. Would you like to stay here for another moment? Or is there any other final posture or movement or stretch that you might want? If you want to stay, feel free. If you want to transition out, just bring your hands to the outer edges of the thighs to help guide the legs together. Maybe knock the inner thighs and knees to touch and widen the feet for just a moment. Or when you're ready to rest, send the right leg long and the left leg long. If there's any pose along the way that you'd like to take, feel free to take that. Backs of hands can touch the lap or touch the ground, palms open. So I'm going to guide you into Shavasana, but you can come in whenever you're ready, okay? So eventually you're lying on your back and the legs can be outstretched. They could be flat on the ground or draped over a prop if you're home, or if you brought any blocks or blankets or bolsters, you could drape the legs over that if you'd rather. And the backs of the hands can be to the ground and the palms can be open. And you'll just start to deepen your awareness here. So start to notice how you feel again, just for a moment. And then let your mind settle, let all the thoughts just fall away. Just like in autumn, as the leaves gently release themselves off the tree and fall and drift down to the safety of the ground. Just letting your thoughts do the same. Let them just fall away and drift down and be held You can pick them up later if you like, but see if you could just let the mind be still for a few moments, to be free for a few moments. And let your body relax. And let your breath soften. You'll take the next couple moments here in stillness and silence. Taking this opportunity to restore and invite in whatever you're seeking from this morning. As you lie here, you're welcome to stay a little longer if you'd like, but when you're ready to come back out, just begin by noticing your breath, by deepening your breath. And then noticing your body and maybe bringing movement into your body. And slowly transitioning onto either side, onto the left or the right, to a fetal pose for just a moment. And go ahead and press yourself back up to seated when you're ready. Eyes are closed or soft gaze. Backs of hands could come to the lap again. Palms could open towards the sky as you lengthen your spine and reconnect to your breath and your body here. Take a deep breath in. And full breath out. On your next in-breath, bring the hands together to touch in prayer position, Anjali Mudra. And as you exhale, bow your head to yourself, your intention. And we'll end together on the sound of Om to seal in our practice and our intentions and this community that we're creating through our practice together today. Starting with a letting go breath, breathe in through the nose. Exhale a sigh. We'll begin, big breath. And as your head bows back to yourself and back to your intention, taking one last moment to honor the divinity and the light that shine within you. Namaste. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Awesome to see you guys. I'll see you next summer on the lake. I know. That's okay. We'll keep practicing together somewhere, somehow. So, thank you, everybody. Thanks. You're welcome. Thanks.